what kind of experience should your fans expect to have at a Wade Hayes show?
Well, hopefully they're going to have a great time. And I experienced something recently that I hope that I get to do for somebody at one of my shows. We just got home. We're playing with Brian White and Mark Wills there. And Brian and I just went on a country music cruise. There were a lot of artists like John Anderson, the Oak Ridge Boys, Lori Morgan, Charlie Pride, the Gatlin Brothers, a whole Daryl Worley. And I was listening to a John Anderson show. And he did a song called I Just Came Home to Count the Memories, which was a favorite of mine when I was a kid for some reason. And just for a second there, I was sitting and on the seat of an old Ford pickup with my dad, heading to the lumberyard when I was a kid, listening to that song. And it took me back and it hit me like a ton of bricks. It was very powerful. And I hope that I can bring back a memory like that for somebody sometime. Or, music is a very powerful thing, and I had forgotten that. But it's something I've recently rediscovered. And I'm in a very good place right now. And I hope that I can make somebody happy like that made me happy.
Why do fans have such a connection to you and your music?
They feel how much I sincerely appreciate them, and they've gone through all of this stuff that I've been going through the last, I don't know how many years, health wise with me, and have stayed with me and supported me. And I think they feel a vested interest in it now, so, hopefully that's it. And they realize how much I appreciate them.
Of your songs, which is your favorite to sing?
I think probably Old Enough to Know Better is still my favorite because it was the first hit, my first single, the first hit I had, first number one I had. And it still, gets a lot of requests. I still hear it on the radio after all these years. And actually, February, which, I'll be there in February, that will be the exactly 20 years that song was number one.
Oh,
Ago.
how
20
fun.
years ago in February, that song went number one for 2 weeks. And it seems like yesterday sometimes, but it's been 20 years, and that's still probably my favorite to play.
So it's been 20 years since that song
Yeah.
was number one. As you have success with, songs after that, newer music, do you still get that same excitement that you would have gotten with that first one?
I do. I still get very nervous and before a show, and especially, the new music that I have, it's still settling in and finding its groove when I'm playing it live. And like the song Go Live Your Life, I get very excited when we play that, hoping that people connect with it and feel something and enjoy it. And yeah, it's very exciting. Of course, I still get very excited.
Being on the road isn't the easiest thing in the world. Doing live show after live show isn't the easiest thing in the world. How do you keep excited about it and keep your energy up and keep being able to put on a great show for fans?
Well, it can be tough at times, of course, and I always remember. So I kind of have an advantage over some of my peers because I still like to work on stuff. I still remodel houses and stuff as a hobby. And when I come home, I'm working on something. And I remember having to do that every day and to make a living that way. And I am reminded how fortunate I am to get to play guitar for a living. And that keeps it pretty fresh for me. I enjoy it very much, and I've recently fallen back in love with the guitar and wanting to learn new stuff and trying new stuff out during solos and stuff. So it's just little things like that. It's always, it's tough to get into a rut if you look at it in the correct way.
When it comes to some of your health challenges, how much has music helped you through that?
It has been, music has been a great, great tool for me to heal. up from all this stuff. And in fact, most of this new record that's coming out, I wrote while I was going through chemotherapy and healing up. And I would take long walks with my dog, Jack, to, just get my strength back. And I used that time to write and to think. And it was a great help. And I'm very thankful that I had that. I hope that they feel inspired. I really do. There are some songs on there that, to me, were inspirational. When I try to glean from other people during conversations and whatnot, and some of the things like the new single that I think the record's coming out in March. And the first single is called "Go Live Your Life," and that is a direct quote from my oncologist. He told me the second time I'd been through cancer, the second surgery, second rounds of chemotherapy and all that stuff. And he said, I'll never forget this. We were thinking about taking my port out, and that's where you receive your chemotherapy. And he got my blood work one day, and he said, Wade, I don't know what to make of this. You're all clear. You're completely cancer free. And he said, I want to tell you something. This is a big deal. And he said, you need to go live your life. And it hit me like a ton of bricks because that had several meanings to it, just that little statement. And I've really tried to take it to heart. And it was so strong. It resonated so strongly with me that I wrote the song about that very thing. And it's about, don't put off, tomorrow, till tomorrow what you can do today, whether it be telling somebody you love them or, maybe taking that little chance that you got to work your nerve up for or whatever, because all we are promised is today. And I learned that lesson the hard way. And we never know what's waiting around the corner for us. So that's what the song is about. And it's really resonating with folks when we do it live.
Are you living your dream?
I absolutely am. And I will say with all sincerity, I have a new perspective on life completely. And I don't think with music, but with life in general, I had gotten into a rut and had taken a lot of things for granted. I will admit that, which, I'm ashamed to say, but it's the truth. And this whole thing with, when I was diagnosed, they gave me a 12% chance of surviving. And to make it through these last 4 years, to make it through this and be completely cancer free at the moment and to be alive, I see things in a totally new light. And I am very thankful to be here. And that's a fact. So I'm thankful every morning that I wake up. I look at it and think, thank God I'm here, another day, another chance. Hey everybody, this is Wade Hayes inviting you to come see me, Mark Wills and Brian White in Branson, Missouri, February 14th.